Give someone a reason to feel respected, and they'll amaze you.
I'm Kirk Seifert. I'm the Minister of Outreach at Evergreen Presbyterian Church in the Grant neighborhood. At Evergreen, our mission is to proclaim the whole gospel to the whole world, beginning in our own backyard. We had a couple of neighbors, Sean and Tony, who were in desperate need of transportation. They were hard workers. They were committed to finding employment. I approached them with this idea of giving them a bicycle, and it proved to be a game changer. We had this boiler room that wasn't put to use, and I had this idea of just clearing it out and bringing a bike repair stand and some tools from home and turning it into a little bicycle repair station. So the hub was born out of a commitment to serve the immediate needs of our neighbors, many of whom needed help with transportation. Once the word got out, the hub has been a very, very, very busy program. My first introduction to a number of people who would become partners was through N Squared, which is the North Neighborhoods Community Partnership Team. I started attending the monthly N Squared meetings, and through some mini grants, we were able to acquire the tools necessary to really launch the hub. Key partners that we've met are Demunes, Parolee Resource Center, Home Youth and Resource Center, Home of the Brave for homeless vets, and Salem Leadership Foundation. SLF has been an essential supporter of the hub, really from the very beginning. We heard about the Can Center concept, and we invited Sam for a conversation at the church to explore what resources and partnerships might be available. Through the Can Center meetings, I definitely saw the big picture of what all these churches are doing and the great impact that they're having in their particular neighborhoods, and we certainly wanted to be a part of that. At the hub, we generally serve people in difficult life transitions. We work with parolees, we work with people in recovery, transitional living programs, at-risk and homeless youth. There's a pretty broad spectrum of people who come to us in need of help.
Over the period of 3.5 years, I lost my mom, my baby sister Sharon. She died from a heroin overdose. I lost my brother Gary to a heroin overdose. My brother Sonny died on the operating table. My sister Deborah, she died of a heart attack. And my brother Joe died of a heart attack. I'm 52 years old, and I spent 3 years of my life petrified of letting anyone anywhere near me. I was just lost. I quit everything and moved away from everything, and that is how I became homeless. You get beat down by people looking at you a certain way and people treating you a certain way. You get to a point where you get tired of begging, not having money, not having any transportation, not having any clothes. You're not going to be successful in a job hunt. And one day, I'm just walking around, and some guy tells me about this place called the Hub. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And he goes, it's a place where you can go and you can give your time and your effort. And when you do, they'll help you with a bike. And so I go over there and I meet RJ and I meet Kirk. These guys are amazing. You know how they treated me? Like a human. They made me realize that I had something to offer.
When Tracy showed up, he was in desperate need of transportation. His one request that we provide him a basket on his bicycle so that he could carry his beloved dog wherever he went.
His name is Tiny. He is half Shih Tzu and half Yorkie. His dad was an 8-pound Yorkie and his mom was an 8-pound Shih Tzu. Tiny is 25 pounds. Yeah, he looks like an Ewok. There was a place called Dinner on the Green, and it's run by this great group of people called City Vibe. So we pedaled all the way over to West Salem. and I meet Bev and Len and Zach. But I become really good friends with these people, and I'm going over there every week, 2-3 times, just to meet with them and talk. And one night, I gave my testimonial. So what I tell everybody, I do not have the worst story in the world. I've got a bad one. I have a lot of loss. I have a lot of sorrow. But I'm one really good cook. I've been everything from a garde manger to a saucier to a line cook to a sous chef, and I've actually been a kitchen manager a couple of times. A week after I told my testimonial, everybody from City Vibe started looking for me. They went all over this town to find me because they'd heard about a job at Gale's Italian Market and they wanted me to apply. So Zach calls me up one day and he goes, "Hey, we're buying new dentures." I'm like, "Dude, really? Why?" And he explained that was the only drawback to me getting this job. People might think that it's vanity, but reality is without teeth, you become a different person. Looking for a job without teeth, you can't smile at people, and people just look at you like, "Wow, what a bum." You can hear my voice is very different, and I'm not quite so eloquent. I'm not so good at talking because my S's slur and things like that. But with them in, it makes a huge difference in my smile, my appearance, and my self-worth. Doug and Gale, these are two of the greatest people I've ever met. Gale knew I was homeless. Gale knows my history. So now I do the butcher, I do the deli, I do the sandwiches. Tonight I'm doing a lasagna feed for 28 people. I'm also doing a 30-person catering event. This is what I love. I have a job. I have a girlfriend, and she's amazing, by the way. And I have a direction for my life for the first time in a very long time. But it all stemmed from the hub and finding that bicycle and them teaching me that being homeless didn't mean I was worthless.
The hub is growing, the demand is great. We're tripping over each other, we're working out of basements. We need more space, and so one of our first hub clients was the first graduate of Home of the Brave, and it was through Donnie that we connected with Mountain West, and we were discussing the needs of the hub, and number one, the first thing out of my mouth was space. We began to dialogue with Salem Alliance Church, and they happened to own, just so happened, a motorcycle shop which had recently been vacated, and it was absolutely perfect. It would provide a storefront where we could then provide repair services and refurbished bike sales to the general public. It's become a mission, a vision of ours to not just mobilize people, not just give them skills, but actually move them into transitional and long-term employment. So, speaking with Mountain West and with Salem Alliance, we negotiated a lease which was very advantageous and generous for all involved. Our first motif, our first image was actually a resurrection image, and so we used that as the metaphor of something or even someone who was effectively discarded can be made new.